What's going on, people? TK coming at you. Master Wealth Builders here on social media. And in self-reflection, I'm trying to figure out a way to help Moors. Because the thought process is Moors are the surety for colonial occupation. And we are the food. We are the target. So we need to find ways to help Moors to wake up, find ways to help Moors so that they can do something to benefit their own lives and their own situations, and create some sort of positivity in the midst of this occupational authority that subjugates and controls and pretty much beats us down, right? So I'm trying to figure out something simplistic in terms of how you can help yourself. And of course, the first concept must be for an individual to fix their status, because status in law is what determines eligibility for rights and privileges. So fixing your status has to be the very first thing that you do. And then, of course, proclaiming your nationality. So new status, right? Different nationality. And of course, separating yourself from the people who are considered property of someone else. So the main thing that Asiatics don't seem to comprehend and can't seem to understand is that when you call yourself outside of what your ancestors called, then you're in dishonor. And to be in dishonor means that you're not entitled to the rights and privileges that was established in antiquity or time immemorial. So the concept of being black is a modern thing that was given to you by Europeans, that you verbally accept in a contract. You verbally choose to call yourself that brand, that label, and that caste system. But to be honest, that verbal assumption or spell puts you underneath another man. You're not only operating as subject to a corp, you're also subjugated under someone else's surname, because you're operating in East Dust Masters surnames that was put on you to separate you from your hereditimacy, your ancient mothers and forefathers, and that also puts you in dishonor. So you're choosing to call yourself black. You're choosing to be a brand. You're choosing to be subject to another man, and you're not operating in your own person. So that means in law, you're not eligible for any rights and benefits. So fixing your status, changing your nationality, or proclaiming your nationality actually makes you separate from the other colored, black, or brands that are around you. And I don't seem to be effective at explaining this in a way that makes people understand. A lot of people say rant, some people say conjecture. A lot of people get offended with profanity because I use it too often. But what's obvious is that I'm not effective in explaining to you why language is important, why words have power, and why what you say issues a contract that's verbally accepted and then creates a lane to which you exist within. So you're under the jurisdiction and subjugation of a corporation because of your verbal agreement to brand yourself outside of what your father, your mother proclaimed you to be. You know, your ancestors were Moors. Moors were here in this land before Columbus. And you choose to ignore that, and you choose to go away from the ancient traditions and ways that was established by those people. And then you choose to call yourself a modern name given to you by colonialists, which is black. So in that name change, you're separated from the people who came before you that established Constitution, treaty, rights, privileges, and you don't see a connection to your people, your lineage, your bloodline, which separates you from those entitlements. And I think that the black people can't seem to fucking understand that being black means that you are a subject. Being black means that you are a property, and property cannot own other property, nor can property touch money. So that's a concept that can't seem to be comprehended nor effectively explained. But my concept is somehow finding ways to reach these subjugated people in enlightenment so that we can create change. And I just haven't really figured out a way to do it successfully, but I know in status change and nationality proclamation that at least separates you from those who do not, which changes jurisdiction, and that gives you somewhat of a leg to stand on. So each one reach one, positive vibes, peace and blessings.